Hi, I'm Joe from Night Power Sports Products, and this is the Can-Am Sure kit. Inside the box, you'll get our thank you card, a sticker, information about our safe box, and a link to this video you're watching now. The hand lever and the hand lever mounting hardware. Of course, the Sure manual actuator, a connector, some O-rings, a wire harness, and the pole cable. So now let's go ahead and install it on this Can-Am Renegade. So on this particular vehicle, the first thing we're going to remove is our safe box and other accessory, but it will be different if you have other accessories or the Can-Am Outlander. The concept is still the same. We're first going to start to remove accessories and the plastics. All right, those are removed. So now we're going to remove the seat. Next, we're going to remove this plastic. It pops out right here. Pull it forward just a little bit so that the front part unhooks, and then these just pop out. And now this whole plastic comes off this way. Get it over your shift lever here. This comes off like that. Next, on this one, we have to remove this cowling that has two push fasteners right here. Pull these out, and then up front is just pushed in. Remove this like that. So we're going to unplug this now that we have this removed. You don't have to, but we are going to unplug it to get it out of the way. Next, we're going to remove this plastic. This is held in with two push fasteners, two pop-ins over here. There's no screws or push fasteners, actually. They're just these pop-in ones. Another one right here, another one right here, and then this other part down here. You have to kind of bend your plastic around and push down on it to get that part to slide out. Next, we're going to remove this plastic. There's two screws. This one here I already removed, and then this one here. And the other part back here was held in and popped out from the frame. Next, you're going to follow the wiring from your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive switch down into the front of the vehicle over here. You're going to find where it plugs into your wire harness. This is a 6-pin connector. It might be hidden a little bit more than that, somewhere down there, but just follow the wiring from the switch and unplug it. And then on the side of your vehicle wire harness, take the connector that came with your kit and plug this in right here. And then you can use a zip tie or something and secure that out of the way. You won't need that again. Next, we're going to remove your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive switch. Any zip ties or anything that's holding your wiring in, remove that. Get that so that it's free, and then remove the 3 screws that hold it in. And as you take those 3 screws out, here, here, and here, be careful with your throttle. This is going to drop down, so just guide that and let that hang down. So next, we're going to install our hand lever mounting hardware. Take the switch. On the inside of it here, there's 3 screws. There would be a bracket right here that we already removed. Remove these 3 screws and take the switch and the wiring out. Take the hand lever mounting hardware, remove the backing plate here, take these 2 screws out. This plate goes inside your housing right here like that. Hold that in place and then put this bracket right here and put these screws back in. So now that that's on there, we have this opening here where the rubber grommet was from your rocker switch. So you can cut this off of here, cut the wiring and get this off of here, push it in there and use some RTV sealant to seal it up completely, and that's really necessary if you are going handlebar deep in water or in some really bad terrain. You would want to seal that up completely. Now we can put this back on, same way that we took it off, just like this, and then install the 3 screws that held this in, same as we took them off before, here, here, and over here. Now we can take the hand lever, slide it onto the bracket, take the wiring. This wiring is going to get routed like the other wiring was. Slide this on, and using an Allen key, Allen wrench, tighten this down in whatever position you want, wherever you want it. With the lever out like this is your 2-wheel drive. When we lock it in, that's your 4-wheel drive. Next, we're going to route the pull cable and the wiring. So first, we're going to plug this wiring into the end of the wire that came out of the hand lever. Plug these two together. Put some dielectric grease on there now if you want. Straighten this out. Then take the pull cable. This end is what goes into the lever, the side that's shortly with the short threads. These threads are for a different vehicle. For this one, it just slides in. So we're going to line this adjuster up. Come on this side, actually, you can see. We are lining that up so that the cable will go into this part here and then through all of this like that. And then we're going to screw this adjuster all the way in, because we're not going to use this adjuster. We'll use the adjuster that is built into the pull cable. Next, we're going to take the pull cable and the wiring together and start to route them around to get down to the actuator. We want these to be smooth, no sharp bends anywhere, and we want to have a decent amount of slack up here so that when we turn the handlebars, nothing is getting pulled tight or anything like that. So get this to where you think it's good. Don't fasten it down yet. We'll do that at the very end. So right now I have a nice big sweep right there, you can see, coming between these plastics here and running these down this direction, just like this, as you can see, down by the electronic actuator here, and we're going to remove that in our next step. Next, we can unplug the electric actuator right here, push on this clip here and get that to slide off, and plug this into the wire harness provided, just like this. You can put dielectric grease on there now, and then move this out of the way for now. We will fasten all these with zip ties and stuff in place in a little while. Next, we're going to remove the actuator. There's a screw here, there's one down here, and then another one kind of underneath it over here. You may need to remove the footwell on the Outlander or even on this one if you want, but you don't have to. You can get to it like this. But before we remove that, I'm going to raise up the right side of the vehicle, because if you were to take that off right now, oil would come out. So the other option is you could drain the oil if you want. It's not a lot of oil, but there is a significant amount. So if you just raise up the right side of the vehicle, secure it very well with jack stands and stuff, then you won't have to take the oil out. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. So now I got the screws out. Just pull on this like that, straight out, and it'll come off. You can see the oil was there, but since it's I jacked the quad up, it's now. So you can see inside here, this shaft right here is towards the back of the ATV. That is your 2-wheel drive position. So when I spin the front wheel, see it spins freely. The back wheels are not trying to spin at all. When I go to shift this by pushing it to the front, right there, it hits a hard spot and it won't go forward anymore. I need to just rock the wheel a little bit, and now you can see it went all the way forward. That is your 4-wheel drive position. And that will happen because the gears inside don't line up, so you may need to move when you're shifting from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. And you can see when I rock this wheel now, it won't spin because the back wheel on the other side is on the ground. You can see this wheel trying to spin. And then again, if I move this to the back of the ATV, that's two-wheel drive, and then forward is four-wheel drive. So we're going to push this all the way to the back, just like that. That's the position we want this in when we install the manual actuator. Next, we are going to install the actuator. So take it out of the bag, take the lid off, like this. Now we're going to put the O-ring on the back of the actuator in this bag. Take one of these large O-rings out and roll this over into the groove that's on here. On the lid, there's the same groove that you'll put the other O-ring on. Then take the small O-ring out of this bag, put this on the end of the pull cable here, just like that. Thread that nut all the way up, so now that O-ring is on there. Then take the pull cable and thread it into the actuator, or thread the actuator onto the cable. Really, you're gonna have to spin the actuator like this. You're gonna have to get something, a tool to hold the end of the pull cable. Alright, tighten this down onto the actuator. Just get that snug. You're sealing that O-ring in there. Next, make sure the lever is in two-wheel drive so that you can get the slack out of this cable that you need. And also on the cable itself right here is the adjuster. So I can see there's a little bit unscrewed on the adjuster. I'm going to screw it all the way down right now. I'm holding this part so this doesn't spin. Spinning this part in so there's no thread showing. That gives me more pull cable down here. And I'm going to loop this into the opening here. If you want, you can rotate this like this. That'll give you a little more room so that you can easily get the pull cable in. I think mine is popped out up there. Yep, so I just push that in, make sure that was all the way in. Okay, now my pull cable is in place here. And now we can install the actuator onto the engine here. So it goes in this orientation. You're going to be lining the holes up, but then you're actually going to rotate the actuator counterclockwise just a little bit. So get it where it starts to slide in, then go counterclockwise just a bit. That gets the fork lined up with the shaft in there. Push it straight on, then you can rotate it back clockwise so the holes line up. You can feel on the top over here that the actuator is flush against the engine, and you can do the same thing on the bottom. Make sure that the actuator is flush and all the way on, just like that. Now you can put the 3 screws back in. So now we're going to make the adjustment on the cable. First, we're going to shift into 4-wheel drive. So we see that this has barely moved at all. I'm going to just go back to 2-wheel drive. You can see from there, and then 4-wheel drive, it's barely moved. This has to move a lot more all the way over here. So we're going to go onto the adjuster on the pull cable here and start to unscrew this. And since there's a lot of tension on this, I'm just going to put it back to 2-wheel drive and then unscrew this. Go, I don't know, that's like maybe a ½ an inch. Start right there. Now shift it back into 4-wheel drive and look at the actuator, and you see how far it's moved. That's pretty good. We want this point, and this point to be lined up. If I take a straight edge, you can kind of see what I mean here. Between the center of this screw, the ball of the cable, and this screw hole over here. You want those kind of lined up. It could be just a little bit past is okay also. So I'm gonna put it back in 2-wheel drive, unscrew this a few more turns, and shift it back to 4-wheel drive, and I can see that that's good. I could push on this and see if I can move it anymore. That little tiny bit, that's fine. You're fully engaged in 4-wheel drive. You can see what I mean. Those are pretty lined up there, and I can't move it anymore. So that's good. We're in 4-wheel drive. So now I'm going to take this screw here and I'm gonna tighten those down and pull this rubber housing back over that there. Now the adjustments are made, everything's tightened down. Put the O-ring on the lid and use the 3 screws that came with it and put the lid on. So those are zip tied and cleaned up. Now we're going to put the plastics back on. We also dropped it down off of the jack stands. This plastic goes in, this piece slides into that slot there on a bit of an angle. That part pushes in, this pushes in, and these two over here push in. This plastic goes back on. This part pops onto the frame, and these 2 screws go in over here. This part, make sure to plug it back in. Slide this over your snorkels. The front part pops in like that. Back here, the 2 push fasteners go in. This part slides on the same way you took it off before. Slide it over everything, get it over your shift lever. These parts right here, and there's one on the other side, they slide into the grommets down there, you can see. Just gotta kind of maneuver it around, get the front part to pop in, and then pop in those sides, and back here, this part, once you line everything up, these pop into here. Now we put the seat on. So if I turn the display on here, you can see that it's showing that it's in 2-wheel drive. And when I pull the lever and shift into 4-wheel drive and lock it in, you can see it's showing 4-wheel drive. Go back to 2-wheel drive, you see it's in 2-wheel drive. So everything's working. We're riding.